One. Welcome back to another NWA Spotlight show on the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. And at NWA, you know what that means. My glamorous Scottish co-host, Fiona Loughran's here. Fee, how are you doing?
I'm good. Look, I just like to point out this is a Scottish suntan, okay? Just so that you
That's
know.
the you are the most tan I think I've ever seen a Scottish person. Why is it on
This,
one
this
side? What are
is
you?
a, this is a Scottish suntan. It's
Okay.
been beautiful. I just like that to be on record that this is real, okay?
Okay. Well,
Mm.
in the wrestling business, that's important because 90% of the time it's a spray on.
Absolutely.
It certainly is. And you've probably heard our guest. And you can't miss, to be honest, our guest if you watch NWA Power. Well, 7 foot is the size of the guest that we've got here. We've had his tag team partner on Daisy Kill. Those of you that have watched Power this week will know that they were in the Crockett Cup. Didn't quite go their way. We'll get into that in a minute. But it is the giant Talos that's on the show. Talos, how are you?
I'm very well, guys. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all having me on today.
No, I
No, thanks
appreciate
for
you
joining
coming on.
us.
Let's just start with that, shall we? Look, the Crockett Cup's been and gone for Daisy Kill and Talos now. Cologne's managed to get the best of you on Power this week. But the Crockett Cup itself, though, is such a prestigious tournament. Are you just privileged? Obviously, I know you want to win it when you're in it, but is it still just a privilege to be competing in a competition that has got so much heritage?
Absolutely, man. I mean, like you look at the teams that have been involved in it in the past, like you look at its history, its relationship to NWA itself and how long it's been there. I mean, like it's a whole different feeling, right? Like
Mm.
the stakes are different. I mean, the only thing I can really compare it to is going after a championship belt in itself.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, exactly. That is a massive, prestigious tournament in there. I say, congratulations to the Colognes that did get the job done, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah. Congratulations. Yeah, yeah. For sure, for sure. Over my dead body, right?
Yeah, indeed. But anyway, we move on. Look, 77 has been and gone. It's been taped. Obviously, we're not going to talk results because it wouldn't be fair. It's not aired yet. It will air future episodes on Power on Roku,
Maybe
probably.
October, November time. I'm not sure
Yeah, I
yet.
would have thought
Yeah.
around about that time. Yeah. 77 years, though, for a company to go around 77 years, it is the longest reigning company in there. And the 77 years have seen ups and downs. But right now, it really seems like, if you go back to the Crockett Cup, Natalia Neidhart was there. You had a few other, Rhino showed up and a couple of other people. It really seems that NWA right now are riding a crest of a really high wave. And that move to Roku has certainly seemed to have seen an up in the levels again.
Yeah, I mean, man, it's definitely a whole different level. We finally found a consistent home on a network. It's actually the largest streaming platform in North America. So, we're reaching a whole new audience. The numbers have been coming back. They've been really good. So we know getting the product out there, people are loving the product, and that's big for not just the company, but for us as performers to, see people enjoy what we're doing and to know we're on the right track, because
Yeah.
you'll hear hate, you'll hear good things, but the numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah, exactly that. And I know, Fee, don't air your frustrations with trying. It's a quite weird one here, Taylor. So I'll give you a little thing. Me and Fee, so obviously in the UK, it's not accessible unless you've got a VPN. So
Mm.
myself and Fiona have the same VPN. I can watch Power, no problem. Every week I'm watching. I watched it at 7 o'clock this morning, for argument's sake, over here in the UK.
Mhm.
Fiona, on the other hand, ends up like me, tearing her hair out because she can't watch it at all. Isn't that right, Fee?
I really struggling to access it. I can't get it on a Tuesday. I think I've managed to get one episode on a Wednesday, but normally it doesn't kick in for me till about Thursday. So
Really weird.
yeah, it's
Really?
frustrating. I don't know what's going on. I am just hoping for one day for a day where the NWA will be much more easily accessible for the rest of the world.
International platforms, right?
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
it.
I miss the YouTube days.
Ah, the easy days for
Yeah.
access. No, no. Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember.
and they were fun. Anyway, Fee, I'm going to keep talking. Go ahead. Sure,
No,
go.
I was going to say, like, obviously talking to the YouTube days, you've not been with Power since its kind of inception before COVID and everything. You've only been with us what, a couple of years now? Maybe is it
Going
about
on
two
3 years.
years?
Yeah, October will
Yeah.
be year number 3.
So, because
So
you're in the grand scheme of wrestling, you're still fairly new to the business, I guess.
yeah, so I'm about 5 years in now, going into year 6.
Okay. And how have you
Mhm.
found like turning up at Power for the tapings and things like that, in comparison to maybe just working on the indie circuit in Florida or wherever you are?
Yeah, so TV tapings are always a different animal, right? I
Mhm.
mean, because obviously the times immediately is like work hard cam. I mean, you're working for a camera, with the indies, you're normally working more for the audience
Yeah.
than you are for the camera. So that's always, thankfully, I was trained in WWE. So you're trained from day one, you're working for the camera. So
Mhm.
that wasn't a really big transition for me. If anything, it was harder to transition into the indies to work for the audience and
Okay.
not for the camera.
Yeah.
Um, and as far as it goes, it's just a lot more, I don't know, streamlined. Like there's no funny business for going into TV. Like this is
Mhm.
what we're doing today. This is what we got to get done. We got to have it done by this time. So it's much more structured, which
Yeah.
for me as a talent, I appreciate greatly. No tomfoolery as it is.
And you've been with Daisy as your tag team partner since you kind of came into NWA. You've
Yeah.
got a longer history with Daisy though. You've tagged with him long before kind of Power was even there for you. Is that right?
Yeah, so we didn't get to tag on the Indies. We worked for the same company. We worked for Coastal Championship Wrestling down in Florida. So what is that? That's Nelio. That was Kevin Sullivan here until recently, RIP. So we met down there, and we kind of, I remember because Aaron Stevens was bringing me into the show that weekend, and me and him just kind of joked because I was on a show with him 2 days prior to that, and we were like, "Man, wouldn't it be funny?" The whole Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash thing. We were like, "Man, wouldn't it be funny if this ended up happening?" We get there that day and it's like, lo and behold, they have the same thought process we do. And that's kind of how me and him really started tagging together. So yeah, me and Daisy were pretty good friends even before the NWA stuff.
Do you know that hasn't even crossed my mind, but now that you've said that, I can totally see that. I never even correlated the two of them. That's quite cool. I
Mhm.
like
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah. That was the thing that everyone preached at us when we got there. It's like, oh man, you guys are like the second coming up. I was like, I think he looks a little bit more like Pillman. But
Yeah,
Well,
hey, we'll take
yes,
Sean
he
all
does.
day. I'm told I look more like Paul White, so maybe it's more like Paul White and Pillman.
Yeah,
So
that would I can see it now. Did I not say that before? Daisy Kill and Brian Pillman. I swear I've made that.
I'm
oh yeah, you
sure.
probably definitely made that reference. A lot of people make that reference. He looks like him. He does.
He
It's
does.
the hair.
It's the hair.
Yeah, it really is the hair. You mentioned WWE, and I said this to Fiona. I read this last week. We were obviously doing, as you know, as we always do, research just to find out a bit more about you and whatnot. And I read, and I think it was an interview that you actually done, and you said
Mhm.
on there that you had a WWE tryout, and it was
Mhm.
via a certain phenomenal one that got at least kind of recommended you a little bit. I want to talk
Oh,
about.
hey, no. All credit to AJ Styles. He did not recommended. That man got me into the business. That man got me my job. So I used to work for the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah,
I was a professional basketball player for about 4 years overseas, and
yeah.
then about 3 years with the Harlem Globetrotters. I was the lead villain for the Washington Generals. So basically, I was a giant that wore a mask in a kids show. So take that as you will. Um, so we were doing a show in Georgia at the Bulldogs Arena. And we had a buddy of ours who was one of our PAs or stage managers, Alex Bright. And he used to work in WWE and he invited AJ out to the game. AJ came. And if you've ever watched the game, the lead villain does a lot of speaking. I'm on
Yeah.
a mic, like there's a lot of stuff that I do. And he came up to me after the game, pulled me out of the shower. I still have soap. I have the picture. I still have the soap in my hair, and basically offered me a job. He was like, "Man, you ever thought about getting into wrestling?" And funny enough, I was actually looking at wrestling schools because I was enjoying sports entertainment so much. And
Mhm.
obviously, you got to start looking at the next phase of your life. And I'd always been a wrestling fan. Um, obviously that kind of went to the back burner as I became more into professional basketball.
Yeah.
And so I was looking to get back, I was looking to kind of get back into it. And he was like, "Hey man, like you're great on the mic. You look great. You move great for a big man. How would you like a tryout for the WWE?" And about 3 weeks later, Canyon Seaman called me. And next year, after my contract was done with them, I was in the Performance Center.
Wow. That is
That's pretty cool. So it
incredible.
wasn't a totally kind of left field something that you'd never thought of before. It had been in the back of your mind at that point.
Oh yeah, I was looking at schools in Chicago. I was looking at schools in Tennessee. So I was actively getting ready to make the jump, and it was just kind of the universe being like, "Here you go."
The stars all aligned for you.
They did. I was very blessed in that regard.
There it was. When you get to the performance center, I think I spoke to someone about a day in the life of the performance center. I can't remember who it was. It was definitely a former WWE talent. Is it one of those things you just get there and you're like, holy shit, what a place this is?
Yes and no, because again, so the guys I was with as well, I've been involved in pretty major athletics my entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, walking into a building like that was not new to me.
Mm.
It was definitely what they were doing that was kind of like, ah, shit. Like, but walking in, especially because, the first thing I walked in, first person I see is Omos.
Yeah.
And for you guys that don't know, Omos is actually my old college roommate.
Oh, wow.
We played college ball together over at Morgan State. I want to say that was 2015.
Yeah.
And then to walk in, because they hadn't announced that he had like gone there yet. So
Yeah.
to walk in and see him was absolutely like, it kind of took some of the pressure off. I was like, oh,
A
okay,
little
I,
bit
I know people
comforted
here.
almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. He's a good guy, by the way. Like I always tell people, like he looks giant, scary, and he is, but one of the greatest human beings you'll meet. He's a very, very nice guy.
He does on the interviews comes across well. Could you imagine Talos and Omos together?
That'd be one hell of a
There you go.
tag team.
Crockett Cup 2026. Billy, get it.
There it is,
Sorry, mate.
man. There it is. That's the team right there.
There it is. That would be an
Yeah.
incredible team. Would be certainly would be one you wouldn't want to get on the receiving end of.
No,
Anyway,
sir.
that's for sure. I just wanted to touch on because you'd recently come back from Japan, and I think Fee will get into the Discord question because that was something that was mentioned in there. Was there anything that you sort of mentioned that you weren't phased about the performance center and anything like that? But when you go to another country and their culture and the way that we wrestle, Japan, much Japanese strong style is their kind of
Mhm.
favorite way. Did you have to acclimatize to that? Are you used to it? What was the main sort of differences that you found going over there?
So the biggest difference, and something we're taught from day one, is if you think you're going slow, slow down.
Yeah.
And in Japan they kind of take that to a whole nother level. Yeah, it's absolutely, like whereas TV matches here 7, 8 minutes. That's about what we're aiming for, right? With entrances and stuff. Over there, I mean, standard match is gonna be 12 to 15.
Wow.
And
Wow.
you just know the front end's gonna be, 3 minutes of entrances, 3 minutes of, just puffing stuff on the front end. So it's definitely a different style. The strong style was a little bit getting used to. They knock the hell out of each other. I kind of love it, because I don't feel bad when I hit the hell out of them. So it's definitely a difference, but just the level of showmanship that they put into it, the time, the more time they take.
Mm.
So, I remember I got there, the first thing they said to me after my first match was like, hey, everything was great. Just stretch it out, make it longer, take your time. So that was something I had to get a little bit more used to, was just slowing down everything I do,
Yeah.
stalking people around the ring more, making it more fun for me, I guess.
And how long were you out there for this time?
Just shy of 3 months.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I left at the end of May. I got back August 12th.
So
Okay.
a week or two, 7 days. Yeah, a week. Last
Yeah.
week you returned back.
Just a week ago. Yeah.
Yes,
So,
Sophie,
But
you're good people. Sorry, you're good friends of the people in Discord.
yeah,
NWA.
not so much a question. Like I'm part of a Discord that's got through the Alliance blog, and we've got loads of little different channels and stuff. And I'll pop stuff in about the podcast, and every now and again I'll be like, oh, we're interviewing so and so. But my friend Dodie, on there, who I've never met, I couldn't even tell you what part of the world he's from. He got very excited when I said I was coming to talk to you. And he basically just asked me to pass on. He loves NWA, he loves AJPW, and he says if you keep doing both, he'll keep watching you forever. So he wanted just to pass on his regards to you and say he loves your stuff.
well, tell him I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So I don't plan on going anywhere.
Sure. That's a good to hear as well. Actually, we had Brian Cage on the show
Oh.
last week, which was really, really cool. Apart from the audio and visual was a mess, but that's not his fault. That was the weather, what it's like. But I mentioned on there about the evolution of a big man. Now I'm in my 40s, so when I started watching wrestling, the big man was always the same kind of thing. It was Andre the Giant. It was a slow, methodical. You know what it's like? They beat the baby face up, and it was just all kind of one dimensional. And I mentioned to Brian, and I think I put your name into this as well because I watched you on Power, that there's so much more now to the quote unquote big man. We're seeing more agile stuff and more.
Mhm.
Brian Cage hits, as you probably know, he hits moonsaults and 450s, and they have a really bigger impact on it because obviously you don't expect it. You expect someone like a Darby Allin or a Kobe Carino to be jumping off of
Mhm.
buildings like he has done. And get well soon, Kobe, by the way.
Oh
Lana
yeah,
mentioned.
absolutely. We love Colby, so please
Yeah.
do.
We do indeed. So do you feel like there is an evolution of a big man now that you're more than just a height and power game?
I think yes and no. So
Mm.
wrestling for me is like this. Obviously, in every sport, the big man has evolved. You can look at
Yeah.
basketball, you can look at football, you can look at any sport around the world. The big man had to evolve. So I think wrestling is definitely very much the same. But I also think we talk about this, and me and Daisy talk about this a lot, actually, is that like there are roles to be filled.
Mm.
Mhm.
And wrestling is one of those things where like the big man's always going to have that role to play.
Mm.
And the way I see it is like this.
Mm.
If I go up there and do everything that 5'8" guy, 5'10", 200-pound guy does, what does he do?
Yeah.
You know what? You see what I'm saying? Like, what does he have left to do? If I'm up there doing moonsaults, well, when you do a moonsault, what does it mean? Like the 7 foot, 320-pound guy just did a moonsault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's and on top of that, I don't have to. I can beat the hell out of you without doing all the fancy stuff. Why would I put myself through that
Yeah.
instead of just knocking your teeth in?
It's just a little special occasion maneuver that you might pull out once every blue moon or whatever.
Yeah. I got some stuff when I have to. Like I said, I actually just had a match before I left Japan with another giant. Their giant over there, Rene Abe. He's about 6'10", good kid, moves very well. And the first time I had to pull out my flying clothesline from the top rope in a long time. Let's just say it
Wow.
like that, huh?
Yeah, that is
So
really so it's kind of like being a differentiator then, isn't it? That you can pull out the move, but it's sometimes
Mhm.
about maybe you're taking it away from them because they can't necessarily hit those more powerful moves that you can that have the bigger impact, and that's a differentiator between the two.
yeah, yeah, and on top of that, like I said, it protects me in my
Yeah.
body. Like, why would I do that when I can just kick you in the face?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, why would I put myself through that? Like, I'll just beat the hell out of you normally.
Indeed. Go on, Fee. I've been talking for ages. Go on.
No, I'm just like that whole fascinating thing for me. Like the big guys, do you think obviously we've only really seen you as a tag wrestler. We've not really seen you in
Mhm.
singles action and power. Do you think it's more beneficial? Daisy's a little bit smaller than you as a tag
Mhm.
team. Do you think it's more beneficial to have that differentiation between partners, or do you think it's better to have two kind of similar kind of size and build people as a tag team? Or what's your preference? More.
So for me, I always like contrasting styles. So my favorite matches are
Mm.
always going to be the ones where, like, so with my single matches, for example, like big man matches are great. We're going to hit the hell out of each other. It's going to be, how did Big E say it? Big meaty men slapping me,
Yep.
Yep, love
So
it.
yeah, but I always like the contrast. Like something Taker said to me because I was fortunate enough to have some skull sessions with him, and when he was doing the Last Ride documentary over there in WWE.
Mm.
And something he said to me was, his favorite matches were against people like Shawn Michaels, were against Rey
Mm.
Mysterio, because it's big and powerful versus fast and agile. And those colliding styles just make a great show. And so for me, I prefer contrasting styles,
Mm.
but I also like getting to hit the hell out of each other.
Yeah. I
Mm.
think I did mention a couple of weeks ago, actually, on Power, and forgive me, Fee, I can't remember who they were going. It was their first round of their Crockett Cup match. I can't remember who
Mm.
you guys were against. So
First round. I want to say the first round was it that four-way?
I'm just going back really
no,
quickly through my notes.
thank you,
Your
Fee.
first one was with, that's terrible.
Oh no, it was
It
Judea
was
Sluggerman.
with
Frank,
Zion. Yeah,
yeah,
Zion
Simon of
Yeah,
Frank.
Frank.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
yeah.
I made that exact analogy because I said it felt like the styles were too similar for
Hmm.
me in that one, and that's that constructive criticism, right? That Daisy Killer
Yeah.
likes to hear.
And it's
And I
ice cream,
kind of
brother. You like
said,
what you like.
yeah.
Hmm.
And I kind of went out and said, and I felt that the colognes would be better for you because they're bulkier now than what they were,
Hmm.
but they would have that different style. And I thought the match this week was better than the one that I saw. But it just makes to
Yeah.
your point there about the contrast of styles. But you did bring up somebody just now by the name of The Undertaker.
Mhm.
And again, something I didn't know. Shout out Cruising with Kayfabe. by the way, podcast for this because I spoke with these guys, Emily and Mongo, this past week, and they said, I said I was interviewing Talos, and they said two things. We'll get to the second thing in a minute, but the other thing was you were the young Undertaker in Young Rock. Now, obviously, that works quite well with the height factor, but obviously, how was that going through? Because obviously, working with, I mean, I know the Rock was a little bit about, it was obviously about the Rock and the Rock's journey through wrestling. How was it trying to, did you have to do much learning of the Undertaker? Sometimes when you're like, I always do the cane thing. When someone's cane and you see him practicing the sit up and practicing all the mannerisms and stuff that he had to do, did you have to do much research on the Undertaker for that actual role?
So for me, I was fortunate enough. The Undertaker's my absolute favorite wrestler.
Yeah.
I mean, hands down, no one else. I mean, like I got a couple others, but my Mount Rushmore, I always start with Taker. So no, I was really familiar with his work. There were some things I had to work on, just to get the cadence right, the movements right for it and stuff. The one thing I never quite got, but thankfully CGI is wonderful, was the eye roll.
Oh,
I was
I was
just
never.
about to ask you that because I don't know how people can do that. I really don't. I don't
Yeah.
know how he does it.
Yeah. No, I was that one I never mastered. So another thing, so I actually have gotten to play the Undertaker a couple times. The other thing I've gotten to do with them was the 2K game, 24, not 25.
okay.
I actually did the commercial for that, where I was the Undertaker in that commercial
Oh, wow.
and everything. So yeah, I've gotten to play him a couple times. Obviously, it's always a little nerve-wracking
Yeah.
when you're going to play your favorite wrestler, and on top of him being your favorite wrestler, he's so well regarded
Yeah.
that you just know no matter how good you do the role, people are going to hate on it. I mean, it's just what it is. Like some people loved it, but you just knew going into that kind of role, there are going to be people that are like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
Gotta have a thick skin.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, they can hate on it.
Yeah.
So for you, it's like a dream come true, right? You're going,
Absolutely.
other than facing him, of course, like one-on-one in the ring.
Mhm.
It's basically being him, which would be amazing. I just want to touch on the other thing Cruising with Kayfabe said to me. I can't play the GIF that they sent me because you wouldn't see it on the screen. The word belly
Mhm.
flop comes into mind. Now,
Oh goodness.
you were going against him in the belly flop. I don't think
Mhm.
he won it. I think this may have been an earlier round, but
Yeah.
you went against him in the belly flop comment, and you got through. You beat him in that round, and he's not very happy about it. But it's Jericho Cruise and belly flops. I mean, I've never been on the Jericho Cruise, so talk to me about that.
Man, so first of all, always a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Love the Jericho cruise. I didn't get to go last year because we had a taping
yeah,
during the cruise, unfortunately. But I've been 2 of the last 3 years. I go with a bunch of friends of mine. It's go sometimes, man. It's a great time. If you love wrestling, and it doesn't matter if you're an AEW fan, if you're a WWE fan, it's just a good time. So I encourage anyone who's been interested in going, they should absolutely go. As for the belly flop competition, man. So, yeah, to be honest, I wasn't even planning on being in it. Someone actually signed me up, and I was just out on the deck having a drink. And next thing I know, they hand me the number, and they're like, "Hey, man, you're number 9." I'm like, "Number 9 for what?" But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Nana and Harley Cameron
yeah.
were the coaches. I mean, for the judges that year.
Mhm.
And if anyone that does know about my past, they actually know me and Nana have actually worked together before.
Yes.
Yeah, we were together over there in Championship Wrestling Hollywood.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We were, yeah, as members of the embassy before he went over there full time to AEW. So love Nana. So maybe I did have a little bit of a advantage there because I'm also, if you know who Zion Quinn is, you know who Harley Cameron is, all
Yeah.
those guys. Like I knew them when I was here in Florida. So both good friends of mine. So maybe I had an inside track to beat your guy, but don't tell him that.
Oh, we'll blank that bit out. Have you tried Nana's coffee?
I have. I most definitely have.
Is
I'm
it good?
drinking coffee right now, man. I'm a big coffee guy.
Me too. That's why.
Mhm.
Is Nana's coffee that good? Because I think he sells it over here, or he's going to sell it at some point. So I
Mhm.
might
And
have to
keep an eye out
purchase
for it.
myself. Go on, Fee. Anyway, Yoka.
No, I was just going to say keep an eye out for it. I'm
Yeah.
just amused by the whole Undertaker and belly flop thing right now. I'm just kind of like in awe of you, to be perfectly honest with you.
Oh, no, appreciate you, but I'm just out here riding the wave, girl.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't want to play devil's advocate, and Fiona has mentioned it before about singly, but I would like there to be a Talos singles run in the NWA. Sorry, Daisy, and I know you're probably going to bite me for that when this comes out. But Is that, I mean, A, is it something that would interest you? And B, if it did happen, who would you have your eye on in the NWA to face?
So first of all, man, like I know for NWA, I am mostly a tag team competitor, but
Yeah.
on the indies, like I am mostly a singles
Yeah.
competitor.
Okay.
I don't. The only other tag team partner I have, and I just got him, is over in Japan.
Yeah.
Um, so obviously, yes, I absolutely want to see the singles run. I had my shot at the world title against
Yeah.
EC3 when he had it.
Yes.
Didn't work out, unfortunately. But yeah, no, I'm very interested in a singles run. And if I had to pick an opponent, man, I love me some Thrillbilly.
Ha!
I love me some Thrillbilly.
Yes, he is.
I want to take that mullet and wrap it around his damn neck.
Oh, that's fighting talk.
Oh yeah, girl.
That is I'm going to say there's a few names that I've predicted within the next 12 months that I think will win the main gold, shall we say. We won't go into at the time of recording, we're not going to go into the champion and who the champion is, because that may or may not have changed by the time that this show airs, and it wouldn't be fair for us to go there. But there's two names in particular that I'm going to, actually, yeah, two names in particular that I'm going to throw out as I think will be an NWA world champion, maybe in 2026. Kerry Morton is one of those names. Obviously yourself. I'm not, but I wasn't going to put
Boo
you on.
Kenny.
Boo Kerry, yes. The other one in particular is someone who literally he's on every blinking territory that we watch. That's Carson Drake.
Oh, it's me.
Don't beat him up for me.
The kid's just got such a punchable face, man.
He
That's all.
does.
Yeah, like
I'm
I
glad we
said
all
that.
agree on that.
Oh, he
I
does.
said that.
He does, especially when he does his shuffle.
Oh yeah.
Glad you done it, because I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I can't. Hey, I I want to like him, but again, he has such a punchable face.
Yeah.
Like the laugh, the face, and which for our business is great, right? The more people
Yeah.
want to hit you in the face, the more time I'm going to put you on camera, kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, yeah. So yeah.
There's one other one. Slade,
Go ahead.
sorry, is the other one.
Slade, yeah. So Slade, I know they just started that tag team with him and Mondo.
Yeah.
What a tag team. I mean, what a
Yes.
look, right?
Yeah.
What a look. So Slade, I think, is definitely like on his way up. I mean, the kid can work. The kid looks great. Cuts a good promo. I mean, sky's the limit for him. He's young too. What is he, like 27, 28?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Somewhere
something like
in that
that.
ballpark. Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark. So I think sky's the limits for that kid. I mean, really.
Yeah.
So I agree. I think all three of those are good ones. Again, Kerry's another one of those people where I just kind of want to see him get his face kicked in.
Yeah, he's got
So
another
that's
he's
why
got
I
one
would
of
want
those
to watch
faces.
that.
Yeah.
We're on the same page here.
Yeah.
It's I'm getting that vibe, like, which is funny to me because I love his dad. Ricky Morton
Yeah.
is a legend. He is such a good guy to have in the locker room. I mean, so and we in that regard we love Kerry too. But I like I said, I love to watch Kerry get beat up.
And also
love it.
the territory system as well. We're seeing some real good, exciting people come from them. With Pretty Boy Smooth's one that we've obviously just come up with. He's another big fan of this channel,
Yeah.
actually.
There's a guy I want to have a match with right there. There's another big guy.
I'd pay to see that.
Yeah.
That's two big giant men just kicking the shit out of each other. I'm
Exactly,
down
girl.
for that.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And he can hit the Hoss cross, and he'll be happy that I said that, because for the last 4 weeks I haven't remembered his finisher, which he keeps on reminding me on social. But there's been a couple of others. Tyler Franks is another one that I think is really, really good, and obviously Hunter Drake and Jackson Drake as well. They've been big.
Oh yeah.
They're great. The territories have been something that we've actually been. Obviously, we've had this good partnership recently with Exodus Pro, and we've covered a lot of their stuff. And you've mentioned Fee a few times that there is just so much talent down there, and it's going to be great. That the NWA's future is in great hands, Fee.
Yeah, I think so. I'm sure you'll probably agree with me. I think with the territory system, I'm loving seeing all this new talent coming through and seeing them starting to shine and stuff. Have you managed to get to many of the other territories yet?
So I have not worked in any of the territories yet, and that's
Oh,
probably
we
more
need to
my
fix that.
that's probably more my own fault than anybody's. Again, like I've been gone the last 3 months,
Yeah.
and before that, I was shooting a movie, so it was literally like go shoot the movie, come in, do the pay-per-view, come in or the PLE and or whatever. My bad. I'm sorry, I'm confused. But come and do the show with NWA, leave to Japan, and then like I said, I did another commercial recently over in North Carolina that took my time. So I am just so booked a lot of the time that it's hard
Yeah.
for me to go out there and get those done.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like I live in Oklahoma. So unfortunately, we don't have a territory out there yet. The one I look at that I have my eye on first and foremost is NWA Texas.
Yes.
Hmm.
Roddy Mack, Jazz, all them. I know they
Yeah.
just had the new champion, Brandon Groom. He
Hmm.
Yes.
just won their belt down there. So that's probably the first one I'm looking at, you know. I wouldn't mind going around and collecting territory belts, though. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
interesting. And it's funny you should
You've got a
mention.
couple of choices there because
Yeah.
you've also got TSW, and then you've got
Hmm.
New Mexico as well, which isn't too far away from you, I don't imagine.
New Mexico's
Um,
not bad for me. And you know the thing about New Mexico for me is like so I have a lot of work and things I do in Vegas.
hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's very easy for me to, fly into Vegas, do the work there, go over to New Mexico. It's a couple-hour drive. It's not
Yeah.
bad. And then, and just work it that way. The one I want to see them get to, and I just don't know how, is I want to see them reach. I want to see us more on the West Coast
Yeah.
Hmm.
because I feel like our presence is so Midwestern and
Yeah.
Eastern
Yeah.
that the one of the big places that we can really spread out to is California, the West Coast, the Pacific Northwest, all those things. Because
Yeah.
I don't, in general, I don't feel like their wrestling scene is super duper strong. They have a couple good ones out there. I know California at the moment, they have, that's more New Japan territory,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
I'd like to see that change moving into the future.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. And you mentioned Brandon Groom. He's going to be at the Paradox tapings for Dog Pound this week. He's defending the title, and I hope I get this name right. Mawabe, I think his name is. If it's not, he's going to kill me. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I know exactly who you're talking about. He's who trained him? He was trained by one of the Hearts, right?
yeah, I think so. I can't remember which
Yeah.
one, but
I'm pretty sure he was trained by the Heart, like one of the Hearts at the time. But he's a great talent. I mean, I think Brandon Groom's going to have his hands full with him. The one thing I think Brandon's going to have up on him is Brandon is a much stouter guy. Like he's
Yeah.
a much thicker opponent, as it were. Like
yeah.
so. But that's a match I'd be very because we talk about opposing styles. I think that's
Mm.
one of those things where they have two very different styles that it's going to be a good match.
I've got an idea for a territory fee. NWA UK.
Oh, bring it back,
I
man. There
love it.
used to be a UK NWA belt
Yes.
a long, long time ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
bring it back. I'd
Bring
love
it
that.
back. We're
Yes.
going to
I've
start a
got loads
petition,
of talent.
guys.
Yeah.
Yes, let's do that.
Let's
Yes.
do it.
Let's sort it out. But I mean, Billy was over last week. Billy was over with Smashing Pumpkins doing a couple of gigs in the UK before he went to Norway. So, yeah. And
Yeah.
the
He's
singles were
still over that
here.
way. He's still over there in Europe right now. I'm pretty sure because we won't go into any details, but
Mm.
he wasn't able to make the last tapings because he was still on tour.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know he's still over that way. So would love to see us again. I think the best thing for us would be spreading the brand
Yeah.
Yeah.
and spreading over to Europe because there is a huge wrestling presence, especially in the UK.
Oh, the
So
scene is
yeah, that's
thriving here just now.
Yeah, that's something I learned when I went over there to shoot the movie. Was I was like so many people. Like I told them like, yeah, I'm a professional wrestler. I'm with NWA, and they were like, holy shit, let's watch your stuff. Like I was like, I didn't realize there were this many fans over here.
Oh, there's loads.
No,
Oh,
the
scary.
scene is in really good shape here at the moment, which is great for us as
Yeah.
fans. Great for me on the work front
Yeah.
because it
Mhm.
keeps me busy every weekend with gigs and stuff. So,
I
Good.
was just
yeah, good
thinking here,
times.
though. I was just thinking, I know where Talos would really suit in the UK. Valor.
Valor would be fabulous. That's a
Well,
promotion up here in Scotland,
Oh.
run by Chris Forbes. Um, it's a kind of family, like it's family orientated, but it's
Mhm.
not strictly kind of PG. So they have hardcore matches and death matches and things as well. But
Mhm.
there's some good guys that wrestle for Valor that I think there's a guy in particular called Chris Bungard, who's an MMA fighter who's moved into to wrestling. I think you and him could have an absolute banger as we
Yeah.
see here.
I know the one talent in the UK I'm super interested in having a match with because he came over and did some stuff with us at NWA. Was what is it? Cruz? William
Will
yes.
Cruz?
Cruz,
Will
Will
Cruz.
Cruz.
That big man can move, baby.
He's so good. Like
Yeah, that
I've
he was
worked
over
with
there
him
with
at
me in Japan quite recently. Not
Yes,
in
he
all
was.
yeah,
Japan. I want to say he was over at NOAH.
Yes, he
yeah.
was.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
know
Before
that
he,
because we booked him for our show in September. Will Cruz will be on our show. He'll be back.
There you
that's
go.
cool,
Get
man.
Jack over.
I,
There you go.
I'm
Job
I'm
done.
I want that match to happen, man. That's another one of those matches where like I've watched that kid work a couple times now, and I'm like, yeah, we'd have a banger.
Yeah,
Yeah, you absolutely would. Yeah, I knew he was over because I think Tom had said at the time that Will was coming out, and I know he'd got some NWA ring time when he was over visiting Tom
Yeah,
last
he
time.
killed it. He
yeah,
killed it. He was fun to watch. We were, because first time we'd never seen him.
yeah.
Hmm.
So first time watching him and watching that big man move that way and his move set, 'cause he has such an extensive move set for a
He
big
moves
man.
like a cruiserweight.
He
Like,
certainly does.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember we had him before at Ignite because we got a championship there as well, and our champion at the time, it was kind of we done the whole Andre Hogan thing with it,
Mhm.
really, that couldn't slam him, but he done this splash in the corner, and I'm not joking, and I'm not being. He moved the ring 3 foot. Honestly, the ring moved, and I was just like, "Holy crap! Like, what is
Oh
this?"
yeah. Oh yeah.
He is a specimen and a half, and I think I'm so happy that he's coming back. He's going to be back at
Yeah.
our show in
He
September.
he was in that WWE tryout
He
recently,
was,
He
wasn't he?
yeah,
was,
he did, yeah.
yeah.
Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, he was incredible. We're going to get to the UK in a minute because you mentioned a film that I want to talk about in a sec. But
Oh,
just to touch on Valor as well, the general manager of Valor is Todd Gordon,
Todd
Indeed.
Gordon.
from ECW.
Indeed.
So that's
I'll put a wee word in with Chris for
yeah,
you.
I'd
definitely.
appreciate it,
They,
young
they
lady.
bring a lot of they bring because Valor bring a lot of talents from like Norway and Croatia, and they're expanding. Although they're a Scottish brand, they went to, I think they're going to Africa next year, I
They're
think.
going to
Holy
Africa as
crap.
well, but they are
Wow.
Chris is currently president of the UEWA, the United European Wrestling Association. So they've got a lot of ties with Scandinavia. They've got some ties out in China as well. So
Wow. Trying to be a
they've
fun
got a
place to
lot
work.
going on.
Mm.
Yeah, I've been to China a couple times for basketball, never for wrestling. So
Yeah.
trying to be a fun place to work. The fans, the amount of fans, like I used to say, every time I went over there, it didn't matter. It didn't matter if we were playing a pickup game or whatever. They packed it. I mean, they packed it out every time. I do have a question for you guys real fast because I'm genuinely curious about this.
Mm.
What is the situation as far as do you guys run off commissions? Because you just mentioned the Wrestling Association over there. Like, how does that work as far as commissions go for you guys? Like anything like that? Like,
So I'll be honest with you, I don't really know much about UEWA.
mhm.
I think promotions can sign up to join in, but it's not a mandatory thing or anything. So the UEWA is basically a collection of promotions across Europe who want to be involved. So they've got their one belt that will get defended round the territory, so to speak. So it'll go like currently the current UEW champion is Scottish, but he'll maybe go to Poland to defend it. Or
Very cool.
I think the previous title holder was actually Polish. Robert Starr held it at one point.
Okay.
Or it'll get defended in the other countries, but it's very much I'm going to need to do some research on that one, basically.
Ah, yeah. Well, I'm just curious because here in the States, right? Like it's state to state.
Mm.
So the state I live in is Oklahoma, and they require you get a license. You gotta have the blood work, you gotta have the physical, you gotta have all that stuff done. So I'm just curious, like if I do go over to Europe, like what are the stipulations as far as what do I need to have done as a wrestler to get to work over there?
As far as I'm aware, nothing. A visa, a work visa, and
Work
that's pretty
visa.
much it.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
pretty much it. Yeah, work visa, and obviously promotions that will book you, which that's something that we could probably help with. At least put
Oh,
words
for
in
sure.
anyway. I mean, I've got a championship out there at the moment. A woman holds that title, but by the
Very cool.
time you come over, who knows? That may be changed before then.
Well, I'd hate to have to rip it off a woman's belt.
Well, yeah, there is that. There is that. Yeah, that would be interesting to see, actually. But you mentioned the UK and you mentioned a film, and I appreciate with this you may have to be slightly conservative about what you can say, which is absolutely fine. But you're over here filming a film.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I was in downtown London, staying right in Trafalgar Square there.
Lovely.
We actually shot everything for my stuff in, you might know exactly what I'm talking about, the old Metro headquarters.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we shot everything that I did was in that building. It's a James Nunn movie coming out. They've announced the name, so I can at least say it that. It's Lioness with Kate Beckinsale.
Mine.
I don't want to mess up his name, and I'm scared to say it. Daniel Tang from Mortal Kombat was in
Yeah.
it. So I won't go into details on my role. Suffice it to say, like I play a big bad guy, obviously. So, but getting to work with, like I grew up in the '90s and early
Yeah.
2000s. Everyone knows from this generation knows what Underworld is, right?
Yeah.
So getting to work with one of my early crushes in life, like, was absolutely a dream come true. She was actually, you can go check it out, man. We actually got an In Touch magazine because I get onto set and the first thing she runs over, she's like, "You're the wrestler, huh?" And I'm like, I guess that's me. Oh, and by the way, shout out Dominic Burns. He was the writer and assistant director on it, or co-director. We worked together on Jay and Silent Bob, the reboot back in the day, and that's how we knew each other.
Love
Yeah,
that film.
yeah, I'm a big Kevin Smith fan.
Yeah.
So Dogma, Mallrats, all that, man. I'm a huge fan. So she runs up to me and she's like, "Yeah," I'm like, "I'm the wrestler," and she's like, "Can you do the scene from Dirty Dancing with me?"
Ah, what?
Yeah, the lift and stuff, the lift and stuff. So sure enough, we do it on set, and she's like, "Okay, cool." Her assistant comes up to me like 20 minutes later. She's like, "Hey, the lighting wasn't good. Will you come outside and do this whole thing over again?" So we're out on the streets in London, and I am full regalia, right off set, and I'm lifting up Kate Beckinsale over my head like
That's
this.
amazing.
Yeah,
That
it
is
was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
that is
That's stuff that you can't write. Do you know what I mean? That's just one of these. Oh, that's pretty cool.
that
Yep.
is
Yeah, definitely a highlight for my life. I won't lie to you.
sensational. We look forward to seeing that when it's out. Look, tell us as we start to wrap up. I'll get my words out. NWA obviously next on the list. Samhain 3
Yes,
in
sir.
in October, I believe, or coming up. Yeah,
October 17th.
October
Yeah.
17th. There we go.
Hmm.
Always controversial that one, isn't it?
A little
Samhain.
bit.
Yeah,
There's
this
always
was
there's always there's always a fun surprise there.
Oh yeah, of course. There's lots of fun surprises in the NWA. But as we move towards the end of the year, what do you think of yourself and Daisy? Is it tag gold? What are you guys looking at?
I think realistically, I think me and Daisy, like we obviously me and Daisy, like that's my family. Like
Yeah.
love that kid, have before we ever started working together. But I think me and him both kind of want to prove our abilities as a singles competitors.
Mm.
And I don't think that means us like completely stepping away from each other 100%. But I definitely think that means us moving more into singles competition moving forward. And because we both want to be able to prove that we're not just a tag team, that
Yeah.
we are both perfectly capable wrestlers, and that we deserve a shot at those belts, the singles belts, as much as anybody else in this company.
Yeah. Interesting.
So I definitely see us moving towards more that direction.
I think it would be very interesting to see you go against each other in that ring.
Oh,
Oh man,
ooh,
yeah,
ooh, ooh,
yeah. I
ooh.
could take out a couple years of pent up frustration. This is for not letting me have the front seats.
I love it.
Oh, that is going to be great. Fee, as it's NWA, as always with these shows of NWA, I give you the last question. Now, tell us, I would be very, cautious because these questions, random isn't the word I would use, but Fee, go, shoot.
All
What?
right, this is not wrestling related, but it's fight related.
Shoot.
If you had to choose between fighting 100 mouse-sized elephants
Mhm.
or one elephant-sized mouse, what would you take on?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm not fighting the elephant-sized rodent. That's a horrible plan. Yeah. No, I'm fighting the hundred mouse-sized elephants for sure. 100%.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
are you going to win?
absolutely.
All right,
Absolutely.
that's all I need
I'm
to
gonna
know.
put on my cowboy boots and stomp around a little girl.
Ah, see, another man after my own heart. That's my
Mhm.
cowboy boots are my thing. I'm not
Wow.
wearing them tonight, but you're
You-
an
You're,
Oklahoma boy though, but so obviously you have cowboy boots.
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit. Not, let me tell you something, they were hard to get.
yeah,
It's you know how hard it is to get a size 17 of cowboy boots?
I can
That's like
imagine.
boats.
Mhm. But I just wear them to the lake sometime. I water ski on them.
You don't need skis.
I'm still trying to comprehend your question. But anyway, as we start wrapping up, tell the world. Look, you're always busy. You've got loads of things going on. What is going on in your world at the minute?
So when's this going out?
Fee, probably about next week, end of
All
week.
right, so by the time this goes out, I'll have done my shows with Mark Henry. I'm picking him up tomorrow.
Very
We
cool.
have obviously AEW are in the UK this week. So
Hmm.
we have an Inside the Rope show in Glasgow with Mark Henry on Thursday. So by the time this comes out, it'll have been and gone. I'm
Yep.
sure it's going to be fabulous. I'm
Hmm.
really looking forward to it. Then I'll also have had another show at Cleland on Saturday with Premier British Wrestling.
Hmm.
And then I'm just really quickly pulling up my diary. There's loads coming up.
Yes, I know.
I have Premier British Wrestling in Motherwell the following weekend. And then we've got Premier British Wrestling at Armadale. I have got the Inside the Ropes tour with Bret Hart in September, which I am super excited for.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so we've toured with him before. We haven't toured for a few years yet, so it'll be quite good to catch up with him and see what he's saying. As far
Mhm.
as I'm aware, there are a couple of general admission tickets left on itrtix.com, but all the VIPs have sold out. So if you wanted to meet him, if you wanted to get your photo and get your autographs, I'm afraid you're too late for that because they are all gone. But do keep an eye out to the ITR Facebook and Instagram and X, I nearly said Twitter, but X pages because occasionally people will post that there's stuff going for that. So keep an eye out on that. What else? Oh, I've got Larber, I've got W3L, I've got BCW, and I can't remember what else coming up. Busy, 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 busy.
Just remember,
Sounds like it.
just
Yeah,
remember to give Bret Hart a seat when you.
Mm.
I know. I'll make sure he has a seat. Can't have him turn up to a show and not have a seat for
Yes.
him.
Ask him about Mabari. I'm pretty sure Bret Hart's the one that trained Mabari.
There we
Oh,
go.
okay.
I'm like I'm not 100% on that, but I can't. It's stuck in my mind that he was trained by the Hearts.
Okay.
Interesting.
No, I will
Mm.
scribble that down and so I don't forget.
You don't forget exactly. That's what I did with some of the stuff that I got told about Talos about the belly flop and whatnot. I had to scribble it down on something. But Talos, before I start with our stuff, look, where can people find you on socials? And obviously, we appreciate you can't say everything that you've got coming up. Some of it may be secret, some of it may not be out there yet. But what can you say that you've got coming up and in the future, shall we say?
So let's see. Off rip, you guys can find me at so my personal one for all my stuff. This will include the acting. This will include the wrestling. Is at Z the Tall Nomad on Instagram.
Yeah.
You can also find me at Jack Talos on X. For just the wrestling stuff on Instagram, it's just at Jack Talos on there. I also run a YouTube. If you're into that kind of tall guy bumping his head content, again, YouTube is just at Jack Talos. As far as like what I have coming up in the future, obviously, like you said, we got Samhain coming up in
Yep.
October. I'm gonna be out in Illinois next week at what is it, the Midwest Wrestling Coalition. I'll
Yep.
be taking on another NWA talent. It's Mario Perdua. I got a
Oh,
couple shows coming up. Yeah, Mario is a great guy, great guy. I feel bad that I gotta put a belt or something. I gotta take his belt from him, but you know what? That's okay. Other than that, right now I know I'm scheduled. I got the tag team tournament in All Japan coming up, the world's strongest tag team tournament, where me and Rene Abi will be going after that over in All Japan. Um, and then from there, I'm really nuts. I'd have to look at my calendar because I know I got a bunch of things in the new year. I got a bunch of little shows coming up here soon. I'm trying to take a little bit of time off because it's just been such a crazy year. So I'm going to try
yeah.
to take a little bit of time off before I have to head back over to Japan. Other than that, man, like, I'm always hunting for the next acting role. I can't, the ones I have lined up, I can't exactly talk
Yeah.
about at the
No,
moment.
sure.
But, if just stay tuned and, you'll get to see what happens next.
I was just going to ask really quickly, just on that note, are you going to be at the NWA Tampa tapings on the
Yes,
5th of
yes.
September? You'll
Yeah,
be.
that one slipped my mind. Yes, I will be there September 5th.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So we will be there for those tapings.
cool.
I'm not sure what we got going on at those tapings, to be honest with you.
We'll
I'd
see.
have to, they don't tell me much, girl, to be honest with you. They kind of show up and it's like, hey, man, this is what you're doing today. It's kind of like, okay. Yeah.
Good.
So show up and do your job.
Good
Exactly.
stuff.
Shout and do your job. Right, here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna need to just breathe a minute because we got a lots going on for ourselves. So coming up tomorrow, recording tomorrow, shall I say? We're talking about a UK British talent that we're talking about Will Cruz and how well he done.
Hmm.
If this guy I'm about to say isn't in the States or over there in the next 12 to 18 months, I don't know what the hell we're doing. His name is Tommy Tanner. If you want to go and see him, go on to Spinebuster Media on YouTube. You'll be able to watch his triple threat match that he had at Ignite, where we work. And he had it with Denzel Mack and forgive me a lot, and Jaden Williams. That was the opening match on the show. And if we had decided at that point to close the doors and say, see you later, everyone would have got their money's worth. The guy is absolutely incredible.
All
I
right.
would definitely go and check him out. As of this weekend, we're at AEW's Forbidden Door and we've been selected for media credentials. So we're very thankful for
Very
AEW
cool.
for giving us that opportunity to go into the post-show press conference and whatnot. No CM Punk tops in sight, for any one of us in the coming up at the weekend. We want to say big thanks to Brian Cage and Luke Gallows who come on last week. It was great to talk to those. Also coming up on the show though, Fee, we're going to be busy. We've got Exodus Pro's Merciless Lloyd Cruz coming up on the show.
And I'm a big fan of Cruz. Cruz is
he's a
good.
good guy. He was crazy in the last Exodus show. La Princesa, Tiffany Nieves.
Ah, Tiffany Nieves.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He is coming.
She was in that commercial with me just recently. We did. Yeah, we did. Me and her did a
okay.
commercial here recently for the North Carolina State Lottery.
Interesting.
So,
there she
yeah,
is.
if you guys haven't checked it out, it's on my Instagram. You should definitely the full
I will have
videos
a
up there.
look.
I will
Yeah,
check
yeah.
it out as well.
She's a monster, man. She's a class act too. So very, very always happy to work with her.
Yeah,
Future NWA Women's Champ potentially in my books.
TV.
Oh yeah, hey, it's just a matter of time.
Yes, it is. Now, an interesting one also that we're recording. If you like board games, I've got one where they're bringing out a wrestling-based board game. They're called Slam Stars, and they'll be coming on the show to talk all things board game and what they're doing with their show. They actually got, if you look at the Hit in the Turnbuckle, with the old Hit in the Turnbuckle logo, we had someone doing a rock bottom. They've got that. It's exactly the same logo.
I love it.
Doing that. But anyway, also coming up, we're going to be speaking to J-Rock from Exodus Pro, the guy that's going to be trained EC3 and Shane Taylor, amongst others, and he's going for the gold at Exodus. He's going for the championship from Dante Casanova coming up as well. And Gannon Jones Jr. from Exodus Pro will be joining us as well, I'm sure. Oh, and the one that you might miss, Fee, is the one that you really want. It's Love Doug from Exodus Pro.
I know.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, can't wait to have him. It was great. A Towboy drops tomorrow for those of you that would have dropped. It would be out by now. The Caesar, and we've got the old Caesar from Exodus Pro, Cristiano Argento, the guy that I called the funny little fucker, will be joining
The
us.
funny little fucker.
You're a brave man.
I know I'm going to be killed on that one, am I? And lastly, the last thing I've got to say, obviously, we've mentioned it before. Buckle Up Free is our third independent show with Ignite Wrestling over here in the UK. We mentioned Will Cruz will be there. He's got another guy, Tall Tom, nearly 7-foot guy himself. That's who Will Cruz will be facing. So if you want to see what it could be like to face Jack Talos, come down to the show. That show on the 21st, you better see Will Cruz take on another big guy. The guy that we love, Fee, the spectacular twat, Charles Crowley.
I adore him.
Yes, that is his name, Talos. That is his name. And actually, to be quite honest with you, if there's anyone on the UK scene that I would say is NWA material, it's him.
Oh my God, yeah.
That would be incredible. Charles
Absolutely.
Crowley. He's an actor as well, funnily enough, Talos. He does a lot of films himself. He directed a film recently with Jordan Grace.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that on her Instagram. She did. Okay, what was the name of that?
I can't remember.
The film, I have no idea. The guy in question's called Charles Crowley, or that's his wrestling name, aka the Spectacular Twat, which is just glorious.
Yes, which is hilarious.
So you're cracking up at that.
It makes me chuckle. It makes me chuckle.
It is incredible. So yeah, he's coming to the show, and also another really great name in the UK, Spike Trevay, one of the most revered and hated antagonists, will be returning to Ignite in September, and our championship will be on the line as well. The Turnbuckle Championship held by Luna. She'll be going against Alexis Falcon in a first time ever contest. Tickets are less than 30 remaining, so go to Eventbrite, type in Buckle Up Free, you'll see them. Hopefully, Fee, we'll see you in September with any luck. Fingers, toes, everything crossed. We'll see you. Talos, it's been amazing talking to you. We really appreciate you taking your time, especially only been back a week from Japan, talking to us on this channel. We're very much appreciated. So thank you very much.
Hey, man, thank you so much for having me, man. Seriously, I watch you guys' stuff, and it's a pleasure to be on, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Talos. Fee, we'll be back tomorrow for a power review. The review that we're going to be watching is
if I get to watch it.
Okay.
I don't sit in the dummy and decide I'm not playing ball.
Yes.
We're manifesting it. We're manifesting it right now.
Thank you. It's appreciated.
But you can catch us at HTT Buckle on X, HTT Buckle on YouTube, Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast on all other social media outlets.
We're also on Blue Sky, but we forget about it.
Yeah, keep forgetting bloody Blue Sky. Yes, sorry, and Blue Sky. We'll be back tomorrow, everyone. But until then, everybody, buckle down, stay safe, and goodbye.